Ric Grenell joins me now. It's good to have you back on, Rick. I think the West has really created a monster here. We went through this in 2020. I want to get your thoughts and how did we get to a point where refugees are burning down the place that they escaped to?
Look, this story is about immigration. It's about transparency. It's about Europe. It's about the West. It's about social media. It's got everything of this century. And I think that what you're seeing right now is Emmanuel Macron really mishandling what's happening at home. Ever since Merkel has left the stage, Macron has really stepped up and tried to be the leader in Europe and the leader that challenges Joe Biden on the world stage. He's been playing a bigger role in the Balkans. He's been playing a bigger role in NATO and in all of the issues of the West. But clearly what's been happening is he's mismanaged the immigration issue. Don't forget, Chancellor Merkel lost her job and we had Brexit because the Chancellor of Germany, the largest country in all of Europe, couldn't handle the immigration issue. There is a pull between wanting to be kind and have your heart lead and wanting to have the rule of law and let your head lead. What I would argue is that you don't have a society if you don't have rules. You can be generous with those rules and have a large immigration influx, but you cannot allow for illegal immigration, people who cut the line, because then you really don't have a country. This is a great warning for the Democrats in our country, in America.
Yeah, it is. And to the ideology of it, if we can talk to that for a second. I mean, the fact that these Western societies are condoning this to some extent, that we're sitting there watching, I mean, I'll show you a video from Minnesota, teenagers in Minneapolis, and potentially Somali migrants, the children of Somali migrants in Minneapolis, which has a very large population of Somali immigrants, Ilhan Omar being one of them, blasting police with fireworks last night. We're seeing this, and you're seeing it in France, and you're seeing it in a lot of places in the West. This arrogance from people that were rescued by this country, and they hate the country that they went to, the country that saved them.
And I actually think it's even broader than just the immigrant story. I think it's just a basic rule of law story and the failure of governments to be able to enforce the rule of law when there's so many people trying to say, this is unfair or don't do this. You've got to be able to have a sense of law and order. You need to be able to say safety is paramount. But what concerns me, Rob, is the reaction both of Senate Democrats who are trying to control social media. What they're trying to do is delete every single idea that challenges their authority. They call it going after disinformation, but it's really manipulating social media. And then you look at what happened with Macron, and his first reaction when there was a meltdown in France was to suspend social media.
Right.
Think about that. These are leaders that are trying to control the narrative of their society. That will not end well.
Oh. Ric Grenell, always good to have you on. Thank you so much.